Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eric Worre, and welcome to NetworkMarketingPro.com. I am here with my good friend, Mr. John Fogg, and John is in Charlottesville, Virginia. We've connected via Skype, and John is one of the people that I consider to be one of the important people in network marketing. He has been an advocate, an ambassador, an author, a speaker, a trainer, a supporter of our profession in general. What he might be best known to the people watching this program, he's the author of The Greatest Networker in the World, and has many, many projects going on at all times. He's a little bit of a Renaissance man, travels the world, has a great family. And John, first of all, welcome and thanks for being on.
Thank you.
When you say the greatest networker in the world, it's an interesting title. I've read the book many times and read it for the first time quite a while ago now. I mean, when was it first written?
1992.
1992, so 17, 18 years later.
Been a while.
It's still rolling. How many copies has it sold?
It's over 1 million, Eric. I have no way to count anymore because it's all over the world and does its thing.
Right, right. So when you say greatest networker in the world, what does that mean? I mean, if there's a general theme of what it takes to be the greatest networker in the world, out of that book, out of what you wrote, what would that theme be?
Well, I took the title from as a dedication and a hat tip to Og Mandino,
Yeah,
with
sure.
the salesman in the world, and the title was calculated to position network marketing in an elevated way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Mandino had the greatest salesman in the world. It was a classic 17 million, whoever many million sold. So by putting the greatest networker in the world, that was a plus for network marketing that I could do. There's a backstory to the book, which few people know. When I wrote it, my intention was not to sign it as the author. My intention, I thought it would be a whole lot of fun and kind of genius marketing, plus just the intrigue would be just great if I didn't sign it. And people all around the country, I didn't have visions of the world at the time, but people all around would be looking for, who's the greatest networker? You know, who wrote this book? Where did that come from? That was one. And number two, what I wanted, there was a purpose to writing the book. You want to hear that?
Sure.
I had written a couple of books with a gentleman who's no longer with us named John Kalinch.
Yeah, great guy.
And that was Being the Best You Can Be in MLM and the Greatest Opportunity in the History of the World. And I was doing Upline magazine, and we were constantly talking with our subscribers, and the first thing we'd always ask them is, how's your business? How's your business? How's your business? And I was always shocked by the number of people who were struggling. Now, this is 1992, you know, so give it a little historical perspective, please. And I would always ask, have you read Being the Best You Can Be in MLM by John Kalinch? Yes, I have. And then my thought is, so how come you're still struggling?
Right.
Everything in that book, he told you how to do it. Where's the problem? What's the problem? And I came up with a couple of things. One was that how-to books are talking at you. Mm-hmm. So right away, I wanted to do a book that got people into it. And the way to do that was to, number one, write it as a story, mm-hmm, with lots of detail to get people in. And number two was to make it a conversation. Lots of back and forth and back and forth. And what I wanted people, the reason The Greatest Networker has no name, and the protagonist of the book, the hero, I guess you would call it, the guy who's telling the story, the reason he has no name is because I wanted people to put themselves in the book.
Right, right.
In terms of what's the book all about, it's a vision. It's a vision of what's possible in network marketing, how it's possible to behave as an enlightened sponsor, that relationship, that human interaction between someone who was not successful, and the kind of mentors that are so naturally born and bred and required in network marketing. I mean,
let me ask you this, John. How important do you think the relationship aspect of this business is? I mean, in conjunction with the technical work, the technical skills that need to be developed, the habits that need to be developed, the method of operation that people go through, and then the relationship connection that you just discussed. On a level of importance, how important is that?
it's a 12 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Why do you think?
Back in 1990, 91, 92, when I was talking about this is a relationship-based business, it's all about relationship. It's shipping and receiving, relationshiping, friendshipping, partnershipping, and you develop your organization through leadershipping. I caught a lot of flack. A lot of the gurus and experts gave me junk about that. And it's a blast for me, 17, 15, almost 20 years later, to sit and watch, for instance, Web 2.0 and social networking, the whole medium we're using of videos. Why? Because it creates a better connection, a better relationship. Eric, network marketing is the, caps, bold, Helvetica, large, the relationship-based business. That's what this is all about. It's one of the fundamental things that separates us from another way of doing any kind of marketing. Yes, all marketers have relationships, but ours are special and different because it really is direct selling, one-to-one, relationship-based and building, whether you're talking your prospects or whether you're talking your team. It's all about relationships and partnerships. And if you're no good at that, one of the reasons I failed when I first got into network marketing was I had a fundamental tragic flaw. I didn't like people. I was real happy with me, and my friends were people who thought and felt like me. And part of what I learned in network marketing was to fall in like and in love with people. And I did it through focusing on, well, how do you get into relationships? That's speaking and listening. That's the fundamental part of our business.
Before we get to the speaking and listening, I would agree with you. That's the juice of the business. That's the real value, is the relationships that you build and the person that you become as a result of those relationships, and investing life into life and all these incredible things. And then at the end of it, we move products and services, of course. But the connection of people, real life relationships, are so incredibly valuable.